I've had a good time being an area rep. Last year I worked with 2 Japanese boys and a Korean girl. And in the spring, about this time of year, we had had a bunch of fun times together, and I decided to take them to the Kennedy Museum in Boston because I thought it'd be nice for them to have an experience of modern American life. And I was thinking, Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. That sounded pretty good to me. We went to the Kennedy Museum, and if you've ever been there, you come in and there's a movie about Kennedy's life. And so there, we're sitting in the auditorium and the footage is rolling, and I had totally not thought about Kennedy's life. Right, you got it. A significant part of his life was fighting the Japanese during World War II in a platoon boat. And I'm sitting there with my 2 Japanese boys and my Korean girl, and the footage is rolling about Roosevelt talking about the evil Japanese empire, and I'm getting lower and lower in my seat and feeling very embarrassed. And we got out of the movie, and I said to the kids, I am so embarrassed. I can't imagine what it must have felt like for you to sit here and listen. And I'm embarrassed. And the discussion that followed continued with 4 points that they made that really impressed me. The first one being, that's why revenge doesn't work. And I was pretty impressed. And then they went on and they said, well, there's a difference between the government and the people, which is what our program is all about. There's a difference between government and people-to-people relationships. And then they said, that was then and this is now. And then the 4th point just really grabbed my heart. One of the Japanese boys said, Japan really wasn't all that proud of all that responsible in their relationships with Korea. And I never thought that I would make friends with a Korean girl. And it just touched my heart, because not only are we building relationships between the United States and Japan, but between Japan and Korea. I was just really, really touched. And we're turning these young people out loose in the world. It feels really good. That's really worth doing. And so I'm really proud to be an area rep. And I would like to invite you to be an area rep or a host family, because wouldn't you like to have these kinds of experiences too? It's